City, Pokemon physical therapist. How are you doing today? That's great. I cannot thank you enough for bringing your wonderful looking Pikachu in here today to see us. I do hate to see Pokemon struggling with chronic pain, tension, anything of that nature. It just breaks my heart. So I cannot commend you enough as a wonderful trainer for taking such good care of your Pokemon and bringing it in here to see me today. So congratulations and well done. You should be proud of yourself, because it's not every trainer out there, unfortunately, that thinks of their Pokemon like you do. So I wanted to get that out of the way first. Of course, this is the Pokemon physical therapist here, and of course the best here in Arinar City. I want to first fully try to understand what it is that your Pikachu is struggling with today. I, of course, do have the charts and all of the information that has been sent over by our nurse Joy, but I do like to hear it directly from the trainer. I feel like helps us build just a bit more rapport. Well, why don't you just start from the beginning and take me through the most egregious areas of discomfort that your Pikachu is suffering. And I guess I should ask, have you seen any other specialist or general practitioners for this issue already? Okay, the chiropractor here in Arinar City. I hear they are great, but sometimes it's not quite enough to fully treat and get past that issue. We are sort of the next line of defense. Once an issue or ailment, injury, anything like that has been identified and treated at the forefront of the problem, we are where you go to if you want to start down the journey of full rehabilitation, hence the physical therapy. So, where is the issue that you had adjusted at the chiropractor? Alright, so you had some of the head, neck, and ears adjusted as the primary point of concern. Okay. Alright, that's common with Pikachu. Now, what is still causing your Pikachu issues? Okay, so the ears are still quite tense. Not as bad as before the adjustment. Alright. I do seem to feel just a bit of that. So, okay, we can definitely help. Is there any pain in that head or neck area as before? Okay, so not as much, but oftentimes it can kind of creep back into the picture. So we want to make sure that we stay one step ahead. And is there any issues going on with the tail? I know the tail can cause quite a bit of bulk and weight on the back of the Pikachu. Is that kind of an issue? Okay, so that is kind of bothering it. Alright, well, I can most definitely help you with that. So what we specialize in, after I kind of get you accustomed to what to expect, I'll jump right in and get your treatment started. We specialize in small and consistent applications of treatment and peripherals that will aid in said treatment, that you can not only acquire here at the physical therapist, but then we can send home for you as a bit of health homework, per se, for you to continue and then slowly transition out of. At that point, your Pokemon should be fully recovered from their injury. So what I'm going to do is just take your Pikachu's ears, a bit of the head and neck, and the tail through a range of stretches that will help keep those ligaments and joints loose and fluidly moving, and make sure, most importantly, they are pain-free. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take your Pikachu's ears just through a bit of range of motion here, and these stretches will be required to be repeated at home. You, as the loving trainer, can help your Pikachu get through this stretching portion every day, or as often as we prescribe, which I'll know a little bit better estimate on that once I've completed the initial stretch here. So the first thing you're going to do is you're just going to place a nice firm hand gentle but firm on the top of your Pikachu's head, and then one hand gently under the ear. And just place that ring finger right at the base of that ear. And what we want to do is we want to take that ear through all the way until it's slightly stretched to a discomfort level, and then hold that for 10 seconds and then slowly release. Are you following? Perfect. You looked smart, so I figured you were. So here we are. Watch closely. And we are going to stretch. As soon as that resistance begins, we are going to stop right there. And we are going to count to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Slowly releasing. We never want to drop that ear. And back to a neutral position. Same thing on the other side. So we are going to this time use the base of my thumb, and we are going to place it right at the base of that ear. Hand gently under the ear, and we are going to find that point of tension right there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and gently and slowly releasing. It's always important to count from 1 to 10 on the Pikachu's left ear, and then backwards from 10 to 1 on the right ear. That is very important. Please don't forget that portion. Alright, so we are going to do the same with the head. So we are just going to gently slide your hand under the Pikachu's chin, a firm but gentle hand on the back, and then we are going to find that tension. Not nearly as far this time. There it is. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And gentle down. I don't like to stretch the neck side to side as much as, say, you would with a chiropractic adjustment. I'm sure, as you noticed during that session, it can be quite jarring to the Pokemon, and no need to take it through such an aggressive range of motion, if you will. So now, last but not least, the tail. With the tail, we are simply just going to twist in the opposite direction that it usually lays. So just ever so slightly getting that tail joint stretched. Alright, so we are somewhat going to sandwich the tail in between our palms, firm but gentle, and twist. We are going to find that range of motion, and there it is. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and gentle. And perfect. Once again, don't forget, it's 1 to 10 on the neck and 10 to 1 on the tail. Keep that in mind. Alright, I have a few items here that I want to show you. So these are stretching bands. They are, or it rather, is one continuous band that is in a circular shape connected at both ends. Bands are useful for stretching your Pokemon and allowing your Pokemon to help stretch itself. Now, I am going to really get you an up-close and personal look at all of these items. I want you to have a full and detailed idea and knowledge on what items I'm going to send home with you this evening. So if I do get a bit close and repetitive, please do bear with me. I do believe it is important that you have a strong grasp on what you are dealing with. So this is very strong but pliable rubber, as you can see. If we get a solid pull, we can stretch the bands. These are useful for pulling directly across and applying that tension. This can be used on ears, tail, neck. You can also put it around your Pikachu's torso, hold on to the other end, and let it stretch out against you just for a bit of exercise and abdominal muscle strengthening. Alright, so I'm just going to kind of take you through what to expect here. Once again, very strong rubber, as you can hear. You can hear as I firmly pull at these bands, you can hear that fiber start to stretch but maintain its form. As you can see, the tension on this band is a 4, or rather 5-star rating. So, as you can see, there is quite a fight between me and the band, which is great because you would never want your band to stretch, and then snap, possibly resulting in injury. So this, of course, will not have any chance of something like that happening. Do you kind of hear how that rubber is very firm but also gives at just the right amount in order to make sure that your Pikachu is receiving a solid stretch but not straining themselves too much? Alright, of course. And as you can hear, it is still quite smooth, so you can pull and really utilize the stretchiness of that band to its full extent without worrying about hurting your hands or having too much negative friction on your skin or your Pikachu's ears, tail, neck, head, anything like that. As you can hear, these bands are very forgiving to the hands. You can handle them for long periods of time without any injury or discomfort. Notice I don't have to be careful or anything like that. I can just do what I need to do, and the bands work for me. And at a solid 4 feet in length, you can double back the bands like so if you need to do a quick storage or possibly pack it for use on the run or on the road or anything like that. So I can show you how that can be folded here. Yes, it does seem like it is quite portable and obviously, like I said, easy to handle without any concern at all. And I think your Pikachu will appreciate that feature as well. So, any questions about your stretch bands here? Alright, perfect. Like I said, you looked like a sharp one, so I knew you would catch on very quickly. I'm going to set these to the side and then grab your next item. Alright, the next item I have here is just a nice pressure point ball here. So this is made of wonderful birchwood, and of course I'll let you hear that. That is high quality stuff. That's right, from the Kanto region. So this pressure point ball is exactly how it sounds. You place it on a area of the body, in this case the palm. You can take the palm of your other hand and you are just rolling it back and forth. And those points on this, because it's really not a ball, it's more like a star or, shape like that. And these points will gently but just firmly enough to allow for the therapeutic effects to take place, glide across those pressure points and apply just a bit of relief and help that inflammation from flaring back up. So one thing you can do is you can just place a hand under the tail, take your pressure point ball and just roll it across your Pikachu's tail like so. You can also do so underneath the feet and have your Pikachu press ever so slightly down as you roll that ball under their foot. And I promise you, if applied diligently as we prescribe, you will see the relaxing effects. Of course, you can listen just a bit more. I have been told it can be quite relaxing. There's just something about that natural wood sound that is just pleasing to the ears. I've heard the same thing, and I completely agree. Of course, we only use natural wood here. We feel as though the synthetic options just don't quite hold up over time. So, any questions about your pressure point device here? Awesome. Okay. Well, moving on. So the next item that I have for you are these wonderful hydrogen bath bomb tablets that are designed and masterfully suited to soothe aching muscles, sore joints, or just inflamed tissue, as you can hear with the wonderful container here. It contains a very generous 60 tablets that will provide you with long-lasting relief and a prolonged use after your appointment here. These hydrogen bath bombs are meant to fully dissolve in warm water and soak your Pokemon for 15 minutes or 15 to 30 minutes. You do have some wiggle room there. Once your Pokemon is fully submerged, of course, except the face, in the hydrogen water, the healing process will begin. And you can also, good news, use the hydrogen tablets if you have an extra grueling workout or trek through a mountain, cruise down a rather challenging bike path. These tablets are meant for any kind of relief in that nature. But I am, of course, prescribing them for your Pokemon, so if you do delve into these just a bit, make sure you save the majority for your Pikachu to at least get through the prescription. I have known some trainers that have found their effects so rewarding that they just can't help themselves. Let me show you what can be expected inside. As you can hear, it does have a very secure cap that won't easily spill or product inside. Inside we have a nice bit of your bath bombs, as you can see. We do have a few that I can show you. So they are just perfectly sized and easily handled tablets. Of course, all you need to do is fill up a bath or basin or large bowl, anything like that. I wouldn't use these in a natural waterway because, of course, the product will be too diluted. But once you fill it up with water that is as warm as is tolerable for your Pokemon, just simply drop one tablet into said water. Let it fully dissolve. You don't want to make direct contact with the dissolving bath bomb. It can irritate the skin, but after fully dissolved and mixed into the water, of course, set your Pokemon into the water and allow it to soak for 15 to 30 minutes, and you will notice immediately that there will be substantial relief, and it is just quite relaxing. You need to utilize these bath bombs 3 times per week for 3 weeks. So you will, like I said, have some leftover tablets, which then can be utilized by yourself or your Pokemon or other Pokemon if you just want to capture some of the therapeutic benefits. I wouldn't let them go to waste, that's for sure. Alright, any questions? Perfect. Well, the last thing I have is just a bit of a compression sleeve for your Pikachu's tail. Like I said, that tail can be just a bit of a location where inflammation can kind of gather and instability due to the size of the end of the tail. It can weigh down the Pokemon a bit and cause some tension at the base of the tail there and some discomfort. So this nice soft, as you can hear, it has a nice cloth exterior. It's slightly stretchy and very comfortable to wear for long periods of time. I recommend wearing this for any physical activity until the end of your 3-week prescription time is complete. Alright, and I will go ahead and apply this to your Pikachu. That way you can kind of see how to do it, and of course your Pikachu can wear it on the way home. Alright? Alright, awesome. So I'm just going to slightly expand the brace, slide it ever so gently over the tail. You don't want to cause discomfort to the tail when applying the brace. You want the brace to treat discomfort, so do take care when applying this. Alright, and we're just going to pull it over the bend of the tail. Make sure that the end of the tail is showing through that brace, and if you want to just give one roll on the end to give it a more snug feel on the more narrow portion of that tail, then you can. But as you can see, a nice fit adds stability and rigidity to that tail, and your Pikachu will thank you greatly. Alright, so a brief recap. I want you to help complete the stretches with the stretching band at least once a day, every week for 3 weeks, and then the same with your pressure point tension ball, once per day, 3 weeks. Wear your brace with any physical activity or long periods on its feet, and your relief bath bombs 3 times per week for 3 weeks. At the end of that 3 weeks, please come back for your follow-up appointment, and hopefully your Pikachu is feeling awesome and completely relieved of any of this pesky injury. Alright, any questions? Okay, great. Well, I can't thank you enough for coming in, and it was such a pleasure to meet you, and I meant it when I said thank you for caring so deeply about your Pokemon, and it's just refreshing to meet a trainer who I know is fit for the job. Alright, well, please do take care on your way home, and call me or stop by anytime if you have any questions about your prescription or need any tutorials with any of the items.